it seems like May is just as busy as December when it comes to activities, programs, recitals, and graduations. And so that is what this month is bringing, and I'm sharing with you a lot of the food I'm making for these events. Let me get into the kitchen with you and show you what I have. This first recipe I'm making is this marinated cheese. It is so good, so vibrant. It's the perfect thing to bring to a party. I start with 1 block of cream cheese, and I am going to cut it down the middle in half, and then I'm going to cut each of the halves in very thin slices, about 1/4 of an inch or even thinner for each. Now you want to make sure your cream cheese is cold. It makes it easier to slice. I have this sharp cheddar cheese already sliced, but I'm trimming the ends because I want to get squares. They're just a little bigger. So I want them to be about the size of my cream cheese here. All right, and then we'll start assembling. We'll do alternating cream cheese with cheddar cheese. And just do this. Now we're gonna make our marinade to pour all over the cheese. We're gonna start with 1/2 cup of olive oil. And then I also have 1/2 cup of white wine vinegar. This is a jar of diced pimentos. I'm gonna do 2 ounces, so half this jar. 3 cloves of minced garlic. 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley. 3 tablespoons of minced green onions, a teaspoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of fresh basil. You could also use dried, but I wanted the real freshness here, so I'm going with fresh basil. And then a little bit of salt. We're gonna whisk this all together. You can also do this in a mason jar to shake it all up. I'm gonna add a little more olive oil. About another 2 tablespoons, and I'm gonna add a little more vinegar. I'll add a few more pimentos. I like that red color in there. I pour my fresh herb vinaigrette all over the top of the cheese and let it just seep into all of that. Those herbs with that cheese, I'm gonna let it sit overnight in the fridge. It's just gonna get better and better and be so good. And let me tell you, this was a hit at the party. The vibrancy of these herbs just makes it so fresh, so delicious. It was a hit. I highly suggest making it. I just served it with some wheat thins. You can use any cracker, but the more it got to room temp throughout the party, the better it got. So easy to make and take to any party you're going to. And this next appetizer I made to take to a party is this curry chicken salad. Starting with 1 block of softened cream cheese, 8 ounces, 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 teaspoons of curry powder, a teaspoon of salt, and I'm gonna mix that all together. I have the chicken from a rotisserie chicken, took it all off the bones. I'm going to just chop it. I just want it to be smaller pieces, so every little bit of dip is going to have a little bit of chicken. And these were a little bit big. We're also gonna add 8 ounces of crushed pineapple. This can is about 20 ounces, so I'm just gonna do 1/3 of it. And then 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. And I had a little more chicken. I wasn't sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and add it. That's about 6 cups of chicken. I have a cheesecake pan here where the sides are removable, so I'll put the chicken on here so it'll form like a nice cake mold. And we're gonna put it in the fridge overnight so it has a time to chill and get a little harder. And then we will take off the outer rim tomorrow, and then we will garnish it and dress it up. Now let's get all this in here. And I did add just another little teaspoon of curry. I really like curry, so I added a little more and just another little teaspoon of salt. All right, we're gonna smooth this out to an even layer on our cake pan here. I'm gonna cover it, put it in the fridge for overnight. All right, time to get our chicken salad. Took my crumbled pistachios and put them all around so they made a nice border. Crumbled some on top, put an orange slice, twist on top, and then wheat thins. I'm serving them with the wheat thins here. I will have a spreader so we could dip that out, but that looks so good. This is going to be so yummy. I can't wait to try this at the party. I think it's going to be a hit. It turned out to be a great addition to the party spread. Everybody really enjoyed it. I will definitely be making this again. I actually got this from one of my soup group ladies who shared it with me, so I wanted to share it with others, including you. I'll leave a recipe to it in the description box. A salmon board is a very easy appetizer to make and perfect for a spring or summer party or any party. I love making this because it also is so pretty visually with all of the vegetables on top. So let's get started with our smoked salmon package. This is the larger one I got from Walmart, and we're just gonna take it out of its package. I am gonna cut it into smaller pieces so we have bite-sized pieces on our cream cheese spread. For our cream cheese base, I'm using 1 block of Philadelphia cream cheese, and then I'm going to use 1 package of the garlic and herb Alouette cheese. I'm gonna combine all of this. It's gonna give it more flavor, but I don't wanna do 2 packages of the Alouette because it'll just be a little strong with that garlic, and I don't wanna overpower everything. So I'm balancing it with the cream cheese. So let's get all of this in here. With my cream cheese in a nice even layer, I'll now add my pieces of salmon on top, and I'll just spread those out. Now let's add some radishes. Anytime I want a really thin slice of any vegetable, I like to use my mandolin because it gets it to the perfect consistency, and that is what I did with these radishes. I love capers with salmon, so we're gonna drizzle a few on here. And I love how it pops. That greenish pop of color is so perfect. Okay. I have some thinly sliced red onions. I really like the bite of the red onion on here, but not too much. Just a few. All right, for a little more color, I have some lemon zest. And another thing I love on salmon is dill. And another perfect color. I think this is a standout appetizer because of its colors and those flavors. They just all go so well together. And look how it is on the spread of the table. Everything looked fabulous for this party, a spring party, all the vibrant colors. I hope you enjoy these appetizers. I think they're going to be so great to impress your friends and guests. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.